Well, I grew up in North Georgia. I was an avid drummer in a bunch of different bands, primarily a jazz fusion band. Released a couple of obscure records, played on some jingles in New York City, but my career took a different path, and I ended up doing international relief and development work in Kenya as a school teacher, in Cambodia and Thailand, distributing food relief to Cambodian refugees, in the Sudan for a few years, working with Ethiopian and Eritrean refugees as well as people from Sudan. And then my wife and I, who met through this work, started a company which we ran for many years. All the while I was still writing and producing children's music. This was an early childhood education organization. And then the Berklee opportunity came open, and I thought this would be fantastic. It's a place, you know, all the recording I'd done, the engineers, a lot of the musicians were Berklee people. Whenever we needed a great horn player, the engineer would always find some Berklee faculty member. I've played in a local band for years, and we always had Berklee alumni in the band. So I knew a lot about the place. It felt like an honor to even think I might be considered for the job, and in fact I got it, so I'm here. In the 5th grade I started my first band. It was called Junior and the Jailbirds. I was junior. I'm Roger Henry Brown Jr. And we played, our two tunes were Blowin' in the Wind, the Bob Dylan anti-war anthem, and the other was the Ballad of the Green Beret, which is a pro-war anthem from the Vietnam era. We weren't politically sophisticated. We didn't realize there might be contradiction in our messages. But, and ever since then I've had bands everywhere I've been. I've had a band, I was in a gospel choir in Kenya, and I played the drums for them, and I was in a cover band in Thailand with guys who didn't speak any English but could sing word for word phonetically every hit of the day. I was in a band in Sudan, and the guitar player, again, this guitar player could play Sultans of Swing, the Martin Knopfler solo, note for note. You know, it was a guy who'd never been out of cartoon. So wherever you go, music is a way to connect with people, and I would always make it a point to learn some local folk songs that were, you know, sort of the standard repertoire of any person in that culture. And, you know, if you can break into song singing something that everyone knows, they just love it. It's an amazing way to connect with people. And in some ways, the worse you sing and the worse your accent is, the better, because they recognize that you're trying.